All right, so you're here, which means you're probably like me, keeping up with all the gaming buzz, but ain't nobody got time to be scrolling through endless articles and Reddit threads all day, right?
Right.
Yeah. So today we are doing a deep dive into something that has Devil May Cry fans like myself very, very intrigued.
Yeah, it's a potential leak. Let's call it a little whisper in the gaming world about Devil May Cry 6.
Devil May Cry 6. Oh, yeah. And this all comes from an interview on Culturescape with, you guessed it, Ruben Langdon, the voice of Dante.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I mean, the voice for so many of us, right?
Absolutely.
So for those of you, maybe you're newer to the series, Devil May Cry, legendary, stylish action games. We got that awesome Netflix animated series going on, but the last main game, Devil May Cry 5,
Yeah.
that was back in 2019.
Yeah, a little while ago.
A little while ago. So, the hype is real for a new installment.
Oh, yeah.
And so what are we doing today?
We're digging deep.
We are digging deep into this potential leak,
Uh-huh.
trying to figure out, is there something really here, or, is it just wishful thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it just the internet doing what the internet does?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
let's set the stage, lay it out for the folks at home.
All right, so Ruben Langdon is doing this interview with Culturescape, and he's talking about his work on the series, reflecting on it, and at one point he mentions Devil May Cry 6.
Devil May Cry 6.
Yeah, then very quickly corrects himself, says, oh, no, Devil May Cry 5, but, the internet is the internet.
The internet caught it.
They caught it. The comments blew up. People are losing their minds thinking, oh, my God, is this confirmation? Is this a hint?
Exactly. And, it's that thing, right, where it's like you think you hear something or see something, and then everybody just runs with it.
It's the snowball effect.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, the simplest explanation, and probably the most likely, is he just misspoke.
It happened.
I mean, the guy's voiced Dante in how many games now?
Across like 3 or 4 major titles.
Yeah, so it's easy to get the numbers mixed up, right?
Totally a slip of the tongue.
But there's a reason this has resonated so strongly with people, right?
Yeah. I think there's something deeper there.
There's something deeper. There's a few things that make people think, maybe this is more than just, Langdon having a brain fart.
Maybe there's
Right.
some truth to this.
Yeah, so let's break down those possibilities.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first thing, think about the timeline. It's been 6 years since Devil May Cry 5.
6 years.
Now in the world of, these huge AAA game productions, that's a long time.
It's a significant chunk of time.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder, Capcom, a major player in the industry, are they really going to let a flagship franchise like Devil May Cry just sit there dormant for that long?
Well, and think about the development cycle for a game of that scale. You're talking years of work.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got your initial planning stages, pre-production, then you move into full production, you're building the game world, the systems, mechanics, all that.
All the little details.
And then, of course, you've got polishing, making sure everything's running smoothly.
UA testing, all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So just from a purely logistical standpoint, I mean, it's entirely plausible that Devil May Cry 6 could be in some stage of development right now.
That timeline adds up.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you factor in Langdon himself, right? I mean, this isn't some random dude on Twitter speculating this is the voice of Dante since Devil May Cry 3. He is a core part of that universe.
He's basically family at this point.
Exactly. So if a new game was in the works, wouldn't it make sense that he'd be involved in some capacity?
I mean, it's highly likely he'd be one of the first people to know.
And if he knows, maybe a little something slipped out.
It's that subconscious thing. You're thinking about something you're working on, and it just kind of comes out.
It's like calling your teacher mom.
Exactly.
It happens.
It happens.
But there's another layer here, another wrinkle that I find really interesting. And this is where it ties into the bigger picture, the business side of things.
The strategy.
Exactly. So we've got the Devil May Cry animated series on Netflix. It's doing really well.
It's a hit.
Yeah, bringing in new fans, reminding old fans why they love this series. Wouldn't it be the perfect time for Capcom to capitalize on that momentum and drop a new game?
I mean, that's textbook marketing.
It is. You strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, you've got this renewed interest, this buzz around Devil May Cry. Why not ride that wave?
Yeah, and, a new game would feed right back into the show, and the show would feed right back into the game.
It's that synergistic loop.
Yeah, it's like a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly.
So you put it all together, you've got the timeline making sense, you've got Langdon's possible insider knowledge, and then you've got this really smart business strategy from Capcom.
It paints a pretty compelling picture.
It does. It really does. Like, maybe this slip of the tongue is actually a peek behind the curtain.
It's a very real possibility.
But hold on a second.
Yeah.
Before we get too carried away, we got to bump the brakes a little bit. We have to acknowledge the need for caution here.
Oh, absolutely. A healthy dose of skepticism is always a good thing.
Like the folks over at comicbook.com said, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible Langdon just misspoke.
Maybe he was thinking about Devil May Cry 5. The number 6 just popped out. It happens to the best of us.
Brain farts are real.
Oh, they're very real. And if that's the case, then all this hype is for nothing.
Just the internet being the internet.
But here's the thing. Even if this turns out to be nothing, even if Langdon just had a little brain blip, what about the bigger picture?
The future of Devil May Cry.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 5, it was a hit, critically acclaimed, fans loved it. It was a true return to form for the series.
Absolutely.
So the question is, can Capcom really afford to just walk away from that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, they've got this beloved franchise. They've got this proven formula for success. They've got this renewed interest thanks to the Netflix show.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to keep that ball rolling.
And from a business perspective, it's a smart move.
It's a very smart move. So even if Devil May Cry 6 isn't in active development right this second, I think it's safe to say it's probably on the horizon.
Yeah, I'd say the odds are pretty good.
So let's recap for everybody listening at home. We started with this intriguing moment in an interview where the voice of Dante seems to mention Devil May Cry 6. Could be a simple mistake. But there's also some compelling evidence to suggest maybe there's more to it.
Maybe he knows something we don't.
Maybe. And, we talked about the timeline, the possibility of insider knowledge, and then Capcom's potential strategy for capitalizing on the Netflix series.
All those pieces fit together.
They do, but at the end of the day, it's all speculation.
Until we get official confirmation, it's all just fun theorizing.
Exactly. So for all you Devil May Cry fans out there, I want you to think about this. Let's say Devil May Cry 6 is really happening. What are you most excited to see?
What would take the series to the next level?
New gameplay mechanics, new characters, a continuation of the story from Devil May Cry 5.
Maybe even some tie-ins with the Netflix series.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. The possibilities are endless.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
It's those little hints, those whispers that keep the gaming community buzzing. And who knows, maybe this one will turn into a full-blown announcement down the line.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, stay stylish.
And keep slaying those demons.